I arrived at my current position at John Brown University in the fall of 2016. And I've been around Christian higher education in the past. I went to a small Christian college as an undergraduate, felt the call to come back and teach in that kind of an environment. Had never been to Arkansas when I interviewed out here. And I got here in August and had a little bit of time before the election to kind of ease into the culture a little bit, try to get my feet wet. The night of the election, like so many folks, started to see some of the early returns out of Florida and elsewhere and thought, man, I think they may have gotten this wrong. It looks like it's really overperforming in some of these places. And, went to bed. I'm an early to bed person, pretty confident that, Trump would be winning in an upset. And sure enough, that's what happened. Got to campus the next day and, I'm a political scientist. So some of my first thoughts were not about the reaction to the election, but more about how do we miss this, right? What was the doing? How were we so wrong? And I get to class thinking this is what my students are going to want to talk about. It's not what they wanted to talk about. A lot of students were upset. Some of them were crying and had been crying. Other students were subtly and almost not sure how to be positive, or at least they're excited, but they didn't want to be too excited in that kind of moment. So that was an early introduction to what the next decade would look like, where you get a lot of emotion, positive and negative, hinging on political outcomes. 2016 didn't lead to this in Christian communities, but in many ways exemplified and kind of was the pinnacle of these political reactions. And we've only seen these, increase in our communities over the last couple of election cycles leading into November.